If there's an open sore, we'll be at the door. It's a cut or an ostomy bag, we'll be there. We won't gag. That was my class motto when I was doing my certification to become a wound care nurse a few years back. Welcome all to our annual wound care seminar, where we would like to induct our new members into wound care team and to answer questions for any nurse aspiring to be a part of the wound care team. So, how does one become a wound care nurse? To be a wound care nurse, you would have to hold an active RN license with a Bachelor's of Science degree or higher, and then partake in extra training and certification to be a wound care nurse. And what are the duties of a wound care nurse? Well, according to an article by Discovery Nursing, a wound care nurse is a nurse that cares for cuts or any injuries occurring to a patient because of medical procedures, disease, or bodily injuries. It goes on to state that a wound care nurse is responsible for caring for pressure ulcers, the prevention of pressure ulcers, and to any cuts. Here at ASA Nursing, our wound care team these last few months have been focusing especially on surgical wounds and the prevention of pressure ulcers. Surgical wounds present an avenue through which patients acquire nosocomial infections. And nosocomial infections, these are infections that a patient acquires in a hospital after being admitted into the hospital for a reason other than a nosocomial infection. The NCBI website continues to state that these nosocomial infections present a worldwide problem and a great level of mortality and physical deformity for patients all around the world. Our surgical cuts are responsible for 17% of all nosocomial infections, which amount to 17 million cases each year, with 99,000 deaths at a cost of $20 billion annually, as is reported by the CDC. Sources like Science Daily goes on to say that nosocomial infections extend the patient's stay by an average of 9.7 days in the hospital. These complications from surgical site-oriented nosocomial infections present a major burden on our community with life loss, ability loss, psychological changes, and just a financial strain on patients, hospital, and government alike. Coupled with surgical site nosocomial infections, we have the development of pressure ulcers, which are sores and damaging skin that occur in bony prominences like the ankles and knees of a patient, resulting from prolonged pressure on that skin, as reported by the Mayo Clinic. Nosocomial infections that arise from hospital-acquired pressure ulcers account for 60,000 deaths annually. It significantly affects the quality of life for an individual and presents a financial strain of 11